So when Steve Jobs first unveiled the iPhone, he originally expected it to be this breakthrough device because it was combining multiple very popular devices at the same time. It was a widescreen iPod, it was a phone, and it was a breakthrough internet communications device. And despite his insanely high expectations for the iPhone, I think it's actually begun to exceed even Steve Jobs' wildest dreams, at least in my workflow, to the point that for the first time ever of an Apple product, it's starting to become so useful almost to a fault. Let's begin. So even before iOS 16 and the latest round of Apple software updates, I was using my iPhone for frickin' everything, you know? It's a great camera, of course, that's wonderful to have on vacations as well as just daily living. I'm using it for music, I'm using it for my payments, it's my wallet, I check email with it, of course I still listen to music on it and watch a lot of media on it. But what's changed since iOS 16 is thanks to subject lift, and that being a big portion of my job coming up with video thumbnails, I've actually started to design all of my video thumbnails directly off my phone. I just didn't really feel the need for an iPad with an Apple Pencil for masking out subjects anymore because iOS 16 is so dang good at it. And that resulted in a lot of instances where sometimes I would be, filming something for a review for B-roll and then airdropping it to the phone and then immediately having to, now we're also doing the thumbnail. So just as much as this is an entertainment device, it's also become quite the dang tool to where it's my navigation on trips and it can even be my flashlight in dark situations. So that's why I think so many people are willing to justify spending so much on their iPhone, is because they can use it for work and they can use it for pleasure. But the situation just gets even worse once macOS Ventura is eventually launching. And I've already been beta testing it for a while now on my iMac Pro, and it seems pretty stable. But after the latest tech podcast and the discussions I had with Randy and Mike on there with how we're going to use our phones as webcams now because of how much better these lenses are than the tiny webcam sensors they have to bake into our laptops, I'm pretty certain that I'm actually going to struggle to make my video thumbnails if I'm also live streaming with the webcam, because in case you're unaware, channel members watch me do these behind the scenes live streams where I'll film and edit the videos and often showcase how I develop my thumbnails. And I've had a lot of fun doing those, and I appreciate all the channel members for supporting directly. But because a lot of this behind the scenes involves me moving around and getting equipment and lights where they need to be, we want center stage, and we want, of course, high quality live streams, and Continuity Camera allows for that. Plus it's wireless, so it lets me take the camera elsewhere. Plus, in the next couple months, I'm hoping to take delivery of a new Tesla Model 3, and I'm planning on making a lot of content about that vehicle, and it's going to be so much easier with Continuity Camera because I can just bring my laptop into the car and live stream or even record videos using Continuity Camera, using the iPhone itself and airdropping content to it. So it's actually starting to show this predicament where I want to show off certain things or want to get B-roll of certain shots, but I'm also streaming with Continuity Camera at the same time. So yes, I've often thought to myself, maybe if I'm going to be using my iPhone more and more as a tool, would it be more practical to just have a secondary iPhone that I actually have, just as a camera, and then the other one I can use for the B-roll shots, the video thumbnails, and more personal stuff that I need to grab my phone for when I'm in the middle of streaming or working. But I've realized, as much as I've shunned the iPad out of my ecosystem, it probably is just going to make more financial sense for me to bring it out of retirement. I know it's been dishonorably discharged months ago, and I've proven that for the most part, I can work without the iPad, but if I want to continue to have better quality streams and better looking videos, and I want to continue having good B-roll shots and stuff like that, I may have to just continue making video thumbnails on my iPad moving forward. I already paid for it, so this doesn't require an upgrade. And even though I'm not super excited for the future of iPadOS because of how they've limited the older chips so much, it will get the job done for making video thumbnails. Even subject lift is available on the iPad. The bigger screen will probably make it a little bit easier for layouts and layers of thumbnails. Hopefully the A12X chip can still get the job done, but I just wanted to keep you guys posted that I'm basically kind of giving up on this whole no iPad challenge that I've been doing for the past couple months. And even though I'm away from the office right now, I'm already starting to wish, like, man, if I had that separate device, then I could do one thing with the phone and another thing with the iPad. But it's purely just because I already own the iPad, and yes, I could technically get a second iPhone, but that's just such a high expense for, I'm sure a lot of you can already tell, is this really worth it in the end? Sure, you can just turn off continuity camera, go back to the webcam when you need the phone, and then put it back. These are the most first of first world problems, and I don't think the insane usefulness of the iPhone really justifies spending that much more on a device when the iPad will probably get the job done and allow me to have multiple devices working at the same time. Plus, I think I would appreciate having a little external monitor that I can use with me via Sidecar in my MacBook Pro. So even though I don't plan on upgrading my iPad possibly ever, and I think it could be many, many years before I could ever see myself buying another one, I do think just for my workflow, it's gonna find its way back into my daily ecosystem. But how does the iPad fit into your ecosystem? And do you ever run into the same issues I do, where you're using your phone for one thing, but you need it to do something else because this is just like the Swiss Army knife of all products? And it's honestly why I don't believe any other tech product is going to replace smartphones in the future. We just use them for too much. It's our cameras, it's for FaceTime, it's for communication, it's for navigation, it's for media, it's for music, it's for entertainment. How can one product ever again cover this many use cases? It's not glasses, it's not a watch, and I don't really think foldables count as an answer, but all that good stuff. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments below. This is your Apple Sheep here. I'll see you all in the next one.